Beidaihe is a beautiful coastal area with a long history. The emperor who united China 2,000 years ago went there to worship the sea, seeking immortality. Emperors of later dynasties wrote poems in praise of its beauty. Under the CCP's rule, Beidaihe has become more mysterious than beautiful. Some major decisions that changed the fate of China were made there. What does Beidaihe mean to Xi Jinping, and how is he prepared to handle the CCP's beach party this year? Hello everyone, welcome to Lei's Real Talk. I'm Lei. Summer is vacation time. The CCP leaders are taking vacations too, but their vacation is probably not restful and mixed with power struggles. The annual gathering at Beidaihe is about bargaining for power and negotiating personnel. Because the CCP never announces the timing of the meeting, the outside world only can judge the approximate time of the gatherings based on the schedules of the top leaders. Beidaihe is a beach town 3 hours away from Beijing. In 1898, the Qing dynasty government designated as a summer resort that allowed foreigners to mingle with the Chinese. It was a popular summer destination for wealthy Chinese and foreigners before the CCP seized power in 1949. In 1953, the CCP leadership decided to move their offices to Beidaihe during the summer months. Many of the CCP's major decisions were thus made at Beidaihe. At the 1958 meeting, the CCP's Politburo developed a comprehensive plan for the Great Leap Forward campaign. Also at this meeting, Mao ordered the People's Liberation Army to bomb Kinmen Island, one of the islands between the mainland and Taiwan that belongs to the Taiwan. At the 1962 Beidaihe meeting, Mao set the political tone for launching the Cultural Revolution a few years later. The summer retreat stopped during the Cultural Revolution and resumed during Deng Xiaoping's time. At the 1988 Beidaihe meeting, Deng approved a pricing reform that triggered worsening inflation and public resentment, which led to the 1989 pro-democracy movement that ended in the Tiananmen Square bloodbath. In recent years, the Beidaihe meetings have become even more mysterious and crisis-ridden. This year's gathering is an important one to Xi Jinping because it's right before the 20th National Congress, where he hopes to get his third term. But Beidaihe isn't a friendly place to Xi. It comes with bad memories. Let's take a look at what happened at Beidaihe 10 years ago, right before Xi became the 5th CCP leader. In February 2012, Bo Xilai's police chief, Wang Lijun, fled to the U.S consulate in Chengdu, causing a political tsunami within the Communist Party. 6 months later, at the Beidaihe meeting in August, the discussions about how to handle Bo Xilai caused intense infighting among the various factions. Former leader Jiang Zemin and then General Secretary Hu Jintao had a fierce fight concerning Bo, as well as the upcoming 18th National Congress, which supposedly would announce the coronation of Xi Jinping. But the arguments eventually made Hu Jintao abruptly leave the Beidaihe meeting. Many agenda items were left undiscussed. Worse yet, after the summer retreat, Xi Jinping, the crown prince, suddenly disappeared for 2 weeks. Media reported that Xi resigned from his party leadership position, and his resignation shocked the party elders, who panicked that the party was losing its only official heir. They scrambled behind the scene and came together to support Xi. They came to the consensus that Bo Xilai and his followers would forever be banned from politics. As a result, a few weeks later, on September 28th, Bo Xilai was expelled from the party, and the judicial organs of the party were assigned to deal with his criminal activities. But that wasn't the only drama. According to various Hong Kong media outlets, Bo's ally Zhou Yongkang reportedly organized 2 assassination attempts against Xi around the time of the Beidaihe meeting. One attempt was by planting a bomb in Xi's conference room, and the other by administering a poisonous needle while Xi was undergoing a medical checkup at the Beijing 301 hospital. But both attempts were foiled because one of Zhou's men tipped Hu Jintao off, who placed an emergency phone call to Xi telling him not to meet anyone and not going anywhere. The report also said that, out of security concerns, she temporarily moved to a military command center in one of Beijing's suburbs. After she reappeared 13 days later, people said he looked tired. At the Beidaihe meeting the following year, German media Deutsche Welle, or DW, reported that Xi was very emotional when talking about the corruption of senior CCP leaders. Standing up in a fit of emotions, he accidentally ripped off his shirt buttons, sending them flying. We can now see why he was so emotional. That's why I think Xi Jinping isn't fond of the summer gatherings at Beidaihe, and he isn't the first leader who feels this way. Hu Jintao was also less than enthusiastic about the beach meetings. The Jiang faction had shadow banned Hu Jintao during his terms. In 2003, the year after Hu became the leader, he suspended the summer offices of the top leadership in Beidaihe. However, the informal gatherings of the party elders and their families have still taken place every summer. By the time Xi came to power, the political function of Beidaihe was even more weakened. There were reports last year and the year before that Xi didn't go to Beidaihe. We don't know if he went or not, but he has been trying to establish his power stronghold elsewhere. Last week, on July 27th, Xi was the keynote speaker at a seminar that brought together all CCP top leaders at the provincial and ministerial levels, as well as the military. The high-profile event was hosted by Li Keqiang and attended by all Politburo members and Politburo Standing Committee members. It was a special seminar to study the important message of General Secretary Xi Jinping in preparation for the 20th National Congress. So basically, she gathered the entire class of CCP leaders from the local to central government, civilian or military, and delivered an important speech on how to study Xi Jinping's important speech. Did you get that? So what did he talk about? He stressed that the upcoming 20th National Congress will plan the major policies for the party and the state in the next 5 years and even beyond. Xi's underlying message is, the 20th National Congress is to plan the next 5 years, and today's seminar is for you to study my speech because your future work must stick to what I say. The meeting was designed for Xi to announce his succession without saying it. It's a grand gesture intended to silence and counter those who will try to oppose him at Beidaihe. He knows that the number of people opposing him has significantly grown from 10 years ago. What he will face at the beach isn't fun. By the way, how many CCP leaders will gather at Beidaihe? It's estimated that over 200 current and former leaders at state or vice-state level will be there. The current state-level officials are the 7 Politburo Standing Committee members. There are about 70 people at the vice-state level, including all members of the Politburo, the Vice Chairman of the National People's Congress, Vice Chairman of the National Committee of the Political Consultative Conference, and Secretary of the Secretariat, and the Secretary General of the State Council, and so on. Of course, there are also the retired ones. Altogether, there are about 200 plus people and their families who will decide the fate of the 1.4 billion people in China while enjoying their summer vacation. This is my last video for July. I think I did more videos, including live streams, this month than any other months. Maybe I should take a vacation too. Since I mentioned Kinmen Island, here's the video about its importance, and another video about a new book on a coup attempt against Xi by Zhou Yongkang. I wish everyone a great summer. Stay cool. See you next time.